Back with Metro Mom Barb from Metroplex Baby and Kids. She's talking with us about car seats, and things have changed so much. We were just talking about that during the break. I mean, back when my babies were little, things were not quite this advanced or as safe.
Yeah, car seat manufacturers are continuously finding safer methods, safer materials to put your children in, and they're constantly updating the requirements and the guidelines for your kid's safety.
Right.
Yeah.
What do we have first?
Okay, so a big question that we get is, how do I know where I need to put my child? Which seat do I need for my child? So I mentioned again that my children are only in the Britex brand. So because they go above and beyond federal regulations, I brought an array of their seats here to help explain the different ages and stages. Now, Britex recommends that you choose the right seat based on your child's weight, standing height, and seated shoulder height. So I'm not just going to tell you, Amy, once your kid hits 40 pounds, move them up. It really depends on where that seatbelt's going to be hitting on them. So you want to use those three things. You also want a seat that installs easily every single time. And you want a seat that fits your vehicle, too. So they've got quite a few different ones for you. Now, this one is called an infant seat. This is the Be Safe infant seat. What's nice about this is you're going to be able to use it as a carrier. So you can, instead of waking up sleeping baby, carry them around. You've got that portability. It pops right into a stroller to make it a travel system, so you're not unbuckling and buckling.
That's nice.
Now this one you're only going to use rear facing. We talked a little bit about that earlier. A minimum of 1 year, 32 inches in height, and 4 to 30 pounds on this one. You don't have to start here though. If you want to skip this as a seat purchase, you can go straight to a convertible seat.
Really?
Now with this convertible seat, you can use it a lot longer. You can start for your infant rear facing again, and then once they hit the proper height and weight, you can turn it around and use it forward facing. Now these seats have side impact protection. They have the 5-point harness to help distribute crash forces. They've got a deep neck and head, and these are made with a lot of extra bells and whistles for comfort and safety as well.
Does that recline?
This one can recline. Yes. Now
I'm just thinking about a little bobblehead, and I'm wondering how it's going to sit so straight.
Absolutely. And then they do have some things like the head and body support, the head and neck support pillow too, that we can talk about. Now, you asked me again about the latch system, the lower anchor and tether for children system.
Right, because when my kids were little, we didn't have that whole anchoring thing. We would slide the seatbelt behind the back of the car seat and then just snap it in.
Right. Now, most of these seats can be installed both ways depending on that car. If it was made before 2002, you're still going to have to install it that way. Now, if you look behind your passenger seat, in between the back and the seat, and you find those metal clasps, that's what you're anchoring to.
So those big metal hooks that are in the back of that seat.
Exactly.
Deep
that's
down.
what you're going to use your lower anchor. And again, you're always going to use your top tether. All right, now this is called a combination seat. It's harness to booster, and this allows you to go a lot longer with your child. This one can go up to 90 pounds. So it's really nice in that if you have a second child coming along, you can go ahead and move them up to this, but still keep them in a 5-point harness, and then use this for the new child. But you can use it both ways. It has a 5-point harness, and then it converts to a booster. Now, I've got this one off to the side for a couple of reasons. This is really not a car seat that's used as a safety seat. This is a belt positioning booster. You're going to use it with a regular seatbelt across the child. Its job is to bring them up to the level to where the car's seatbelt hits the hips and these strong points over here. You don't want it to go through the stomach or through the neck in case of an accident. So that's its only job. The only time you would anchor it is if you want to keep it from flying around the car in case you get in an accident when the child's not sitting in it.
Perfect.
Okay. Now, accessories, just very quickly, make sure that they're crash tested, that they're safety tested. Usually, if you buy the brand of the seat, they've been safety tested.
Perfect. And I have to say, we did have the luxury of having this nice leather, or this, what is this, plastic mat?
It's like a vinyl.
It's heavy.
Yeah,
it's so heavy.
Non-slip. It's
and it
easy
really
to
does
wash.
protect your seat with that big, heavy car seat sitting on top of it for so long.
Keeps the crumbs off.
Very nice. And all the spills.
And again, this was tested with seats, and that's the most important thing about accessories.
Perfect. Really good stuff. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you.
You can get all this information on Barb's website. Get there by going to thebroadcasttv.com and then just click on today's links. We're back in a moment. Don't go away.